For centuries, Rome believed it was unshakable, invincible, untouchable. But once a single woman rose from the heat of heat, the Syrian desert, and dared to do what even kings feared. She challenged Rome itself. Her ambition stretched across continents. Her armies stormed the world's mightiest empire, and for one brief moment she made the Roman world tremble on its foundations. Her name was Zenobia, and this is the story of the warrior queen who almost broke Rome. Zenobia's journey began in Palmyra, a city of marble columns and desert winds, a crossroads of civilizations where cultures mixed, ideas flowed, and power was always up for the taking. Born into royalty, young Zenobia grew differently from the princesses of her age. She studied philosophy, mathematics, and the histories of the great conquerors. She mastered multiple languages and trained in the arts of war. When she married King Odaenathus, she stepped into a world of political danger. Rome praised him for defending the empire from Persia. But within the shadows of power, envy grew. One night, Odaenathus and his eldest son were assassinated without warning. The kingdom fell into panic. The throne was suddenly empty. That was when Zenobia stepped forward, holding her infant son, Vibalathus, in her arms. She claimed the regency, becoming the ruler of Palmyra, a woman leading a kingdom that Rome expected to control. But Zenobia had no intention of sitting quietly. She began rebuilding Palmyra's armies. She fortified borders. She studied Rome's weaknesses, and she nurtured a fierce belief. Palmyra deserved to be more than Rome's servant. It deserved its own empire. Rome crumbled into chaos. Weak emperors rose and died in rapid succession. The East was vulnerable, and Zenobia saw her chance. She sent her generals to secure the borders, but securing borders soon turned into seizing territories. Conflicts emerged, and Zenobia moved decisively. Her greatest strike came against Egypt. In a swift and unexpected campaign, her forces captured the Roman prefect. Within weeks, the Nile, Rome's lifeline, was under Zenobia's control. This was no act of defense. It was a declaration of independence. From there, her influence surged. She claimed Syria outright. She extended power through Palestine. Cities in Asia Minor pledged loyalty to her son and to her. Zenobia minted coins, issued decrees, and assumed imperial titles. She no longer acted like Rome's client. She acted like Rome's rival. For the first time in centuries, a new empire rose from the desert. An empire led by a queen, and Rome could no longer ignore her. While Zenobia expanded her power, a new ruler arrived in Rome, Emperor Aurelian. Strong, disciplined, and relentless. A man determined to reunify the fractured empire. Aurelian saw Zenobia not as a rebellion, but as a mortal threat. He marched east with veteran legions, prepared to crush any who challenged Roman authority. Zenobia, aware of his advance, attempted diplomacy, but Aurelian refused negotiations. He wanted obedience, nothing less. Their first major clash erupted near the city of Emmae. Zenobia's cavalry struck hard, forcing the Romans to retreat. But Aurelian tricked her, an intentional fake withdrawal. When her riders pursued, Roman infantry turned and closed around them. It was a devastating loss. Yet Zenobia escaped with her core army intact. She regrouped for another stand at Emesa, but the battle turned chaotic and her forces were overwhelmed. With no armies left, she retreated to her final refuge, Palmyra. Aurelian reached Palmyra and laid siege. The once prosperous city grew desperate as food ran scarce and hope faded. Zenobia understood the fate Rome intended for her: humiliation, defeat, erasure. Refusing to be captured easily, she attempted a daring escape across the desert toward Persia. If she could reach the Persian king, she might raise a new army. But she never made it. Roman cavalry intercepted her near the Euphrates River. The queen who had defied Rome stood surrounded, exhausted, and out of time. Her capture signaled the collapse of the Palmyrene Empire. Cities surrendered. Her supporters fled or were executed. Zenobia was taken to Rome, and what happened next remains one of history's great mysteries. Some say she walked in chains during Aurelian's triumph. Others say she lived comfortably in Italy, granted mercy after years of war. Despite her defeat, Zenobia's legacy did not fade. In a world ruled by men, she carved her own empire. She challenged the greatest military force of her age. Her story became legend, a reminder that power can rise from unexpected places, even from the heart of the desert, even in the hands of a woman who refused to kneel. Rome won the war, but Zenobia won something far more enduring: immortality in history. And centuries later, we still speak her name, because once a warrior queen dared to fight Rome alone. History isn't just shaped by kings, emperors, and armies. Sometimes it's shaped by one woman who refuses to kneel. Boudica didn't just fight Rome. She forced the greatest empire on earth to tremble. Her rebellion may have ended in tragedy, but her legacy? It became a warning whispered across centuries. If injustice rises, so will resistance. Empires wrote her down as a defeated rebel, but the world remembers her as something far greater, a symbol of courage, vengeance. Her story survives because people like you keep it alive. People who believe the past isn't just old stories. It's a mirror, a warning, a guide. If you want more stories like this, more forgotten rulers, lost kingdoms, and legendary battles, make sure you stay with us. Hit subscribe, tap like, share this story with someone who loves epic history as much as you do, and drop a comment telling me which ancient figure should we uncover next. Your suggestion might be the next episode. Until then, remember Zenobia. Remember the fire she carried. One woman, one rebellion, one moment in history that shook an empire. And as long as her story is told, she never truly lost. She became immortal. This was the story of the warrior princess who fought Rome alone. And the past is far from finished.